Podcast. I'm your host, SkewpzGotcha, aka Dre. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell. This podcast is on some of your favorite streaming apps like Spotify, Anchor, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. The link to all those will be in the description box below. We are at episode 10 episodes in. We're going to be talking about how week 1 looked in the NFL. Honestly, we're going to be talking about my Chiefs. Chiefs look good. Running game looked decent. Chiefs beat the Cardinals 44-21. Mahomes, he made it look basically easy. He got Juju involved, who fumbled. I think they said he fumbled twice, but I think one of them he fumbled. He was just out of bounds. But Juju looked good. He overthrew McCole twice. That's another thing. The McCole hate is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Everybody want to hate on McCole. They want to find some type of reason to hate on McCole. Then you had Mark Richter talking about Juju Smith-Schuster not diving for the ball and all this stuff like that, man. And it's like, he shouldn't have to dive for the ball if the ball is thrown in the right spot. Mahomes owned up to it without even having to be asked. He owned up to it. They will be on track. They will get their timing down. Everybody is expecting McCole to catch though. If that was Tyreek Hill, yes, Tyreek Hill will probably catch that, just because the simple fact is that Tyreek Hill is faster than McCole Hardman. McCole runs a 4.33, 4.3, and I think Tyreek runs a 4.27 or something like that. It's around there. So they'll get that speed, they'll get that timing down and stuff. But other than that, offense looked good. Clyde looked good. I like the three-headed monster of Clyde, McKinnon, Pacheco. Pacheco got him a touchdown. Clyde got 2 pass catch touchdowns. He had a big run as well. Like I said, offense looked good. I'm not worried about it. I think I don't. Sky might have had one catch. That might have been preseason. I don't remember. But Sky, I think they'll have a big game. He have a big game this week against the Chargers. You got the Chargers coming up on Thursday night. Juju, he should have a good game, because I think the Chargers will be possibly without J.C. Jackson. They'll be without Keenan Allen as well. But they got 2 monsters on the ends. You got Joey Bosa and you got Khalil Mack coming off both sides. So them boys on the defense, on the offensive line, will have their monies. They will have their hands full, basically. So that's going to be a good game. Chargers got us at home last year. We ended up beating them, and it was at towards the end of the game against the Chargers on the road. So, yeah, I look forward to that. But the Chiefs, Chargers, that's Thursday night. I got my Chiefs winning. I got my Chiefs. I say 37-24, the Chiefs. 37-24, Chiefs. Crowd gonna be rocking. I see that they did the field like they did it 50 years ago in 1972 when Arrowhead opened. The red end zones, you got the Arrowhead logo in the middle of the field. I hope they keep that all season, but a lot of people saying it's the season opener. But I hope they if they do, hope they bring it back for the playoff run like they did with the yellow end zones for the Super Bowl run, and we won the Super Bowl that year. But pay attention though. 50, that number 50. Pay attention. 50 years between the championships, and it's been 50 years since Arrowhead has opened. It goes hand in hand. I think the number 50, it's gonna mean something. I think that means, like I said at the beginning of the season, I got the Chiefs going 14-3, maybe 11-5 at worst. But I got them getting that Super Bowl, and I got Mahomes getting his second Super Bowl at the end of this year, at the end of this season. But it's gonna be a good game. We got a gauntlet of our schedule, but I think the Chiefs will get it done. 37-24. But let's talk about some Week 1 games that happened this week. Buffalo versus the Rams. Rams got their rings. Rams, they looked a little lost, honestly. I had the Rams winning. Big against Buffalo. But I forgot that Buffalo had one of the top defenses last year. Yeah, they're missing Tre'Davious White, and they had a rookie out there, but that rookie held his own out there against Allen. But Cooper Kupp, he obviously did his thing. I mean, there's no containing the Cooper Kupp, basically. But the Rams, they looked a little lost. The dink and dunk, Matthew Stafford, I don't know, his elbow might be an issue, and they're talking about potentially Tommy John surgery type stuff. So I don't know what he did with his elbow. I don't know what happened, but I honestly think that he probably should have, if he has to get surgery, he probably should have did that right after the Super Bowl. That's just my opinion. Maybe it happened over the summer or something, OTAs, training camp or something, but who knows, man. But Rams, they looked a little lost. Cooper Kupp, he's gonna need another receiver that's gonna put threats, that's gonna threaten opposing defenses. Because if the focus is just gonna be on Cooper Kupp, it's gonna be a long season for them Los Angeles Rams. I underestimated the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen looks solid. I think they'll be fine on the offensive end. Buffalo Bills, they got the Tennessee Titans next week. Tennessee Titans came off a loss. They're coming off of a loss against the New York Giants. Saquon Barkley. Saquon basically did whatever the hell he wanted. The Giants ended up beating them 21-20. Saquon basically, he was averaging 9 yards a carry. That is pretty damn bad. Bro was getting a first down every time he touched the ball. That's bad. That's pretty damn bad. He was getting a first down every time he touched the ball. But yeah, he had 30 yards catching. He had 30 yards catching. I think if they go down 0-2, I think the seat will start getting a little hot for Mike Vrabel. Yeah, they were the number 1 seed in the AFC last year, but they didn't even get to the AFC Championship. They ended up losing to the Cincinnati Bengals. They were hosting Cincinnati at that. So if the Titans lose to the Bills, which I think they will, if they lose to the Bills, I think because the Bills are at home. So if they start 0-2, I think that seat could start getting a little warm for Mike Vrabel. Who else we got? 49ers versus Bears. Bears won 19-10. Nasty conditions. It was water every damn where, basically. It felt basically like you was playing backyard football with your friends. It was water every damn where. I mean, you might as well basically slip and slide, basically. But the Bears get it done. Trey Lance looked he looked not too good. He was 13 of 28, 164 yards, 1 pick. Justin Fields, he didn't look too good himself, but I mean at the end of the day they got the job done. Trey Lance, he rushed 13 times, 54 yards, but they gotta, I think I think the 49ers, they got the Rams or the Seahawks. They got one of them. I think it might be the Seahawks next week. But the 49ers, they can't go down 0-2, or it's gonna be some talks of replacing Trey Lance with Jimmy Garoppolo. But Trey Lance had a year to sit behind Jimmy G, and if Trey Lance gets benched for Jimmy G, then it's kind of, I would look at that as like the writing on the wall, pretty much, as far as his development goes and him potentially being a full-time starter for the San Francisco 49ers. Because it's not a good look, but who knows? Maybe Trey Lance bounce back next week. Hope he does, but it's not gonna be a good one. But yeah, 49ers got Seattle next week. Bears visit Green Bay. Speaking of Green Bay, Green Bay looked a little rough. They lost to the Vikings. I think A.J. Dillon got the rushing touchdown. They lost to the Vikings 23-7 on the road. Missed throws, drop passes. That was part of my reason of why I picked the Vikings last week. Vikings got a good offense though. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and some people talking about Kirk Cousins, possibly MVP. I don't know who it was. Was it Swagoo, Marcus Spears, somebody? I don't know, but yeah. Rodgers went 22 of 34, 195, one pick. Cousins went 22 of 32, 277, 2 TDs. And man, Dalvin Cook rushed for 90 yards. Justin Jefferson, though, that man lit Green Bay secondary up like a Christmas tree. That boy had 9 catches for 184 and 2 tuds, bro. And he was averaging 20 yards a catch. Before the season started, I said Vikings. I don't know where it is, but it could be, I think it's episode 3 or 4, where I was basically giving my predictions on the season. Vikings are my sleeper team. I'll keep saying it. I got the Vikings probably making a good run. I think they got a new coach, Mike Zimmer. They said that he was negative. I remember a video where they were asking him about one of the players. I forgot who it was, and they asked him what he thought about him. He's like, I seen what I needed to see. And like, what? And he said, or something like he's not good or something he was saying in the press conference. I remember it though. But yeah, Justin Jefferson lit up the Packers like a Christmas tree. Good Lord, man. But Vikings, they got the Eagles next week. Packers, obviously they got the Bears. Packers will be hosting the Bears. Last year, Aaron Rodgers in Chicago talking about I own you when he scored a touchdown. So hopefully the Packers bounce back. But we'll see though. Then we got Bengals versus Steelers. Steelers won 23-20. Joe Burrow looked pretty bad. But I mean, a lot of that had to do with his offense. I mean, offensive line. He was sacked 7 times. 7. And if I remember correctly, I think the Bengals spent a lot of money on the offensive line this year, on this offseason. But Joe Burrow was sacked 7 times. He's not going to last getting hit that many times. And that's just sacks. I'm pretty sure you get D-line, you get middle linebackers, you get DBs getting through there and chipping them, hitting them, knocking them on the ground, whatever. Some refs call it, some refs don't call it. It's part of football. But Joe Burrow, he was sacked 7 times, 4 picks. He had a fumble lost. But Jamar Chase still balled out, 10 catches for 129 yards, 1 TD. Burrow was 33 of 50. He threw the ball 53 times. He threw the ball for 53 times. 53 for a guy that's getting sacked that many damn times. and you throw the ball 53 to hell. I don't even think Mahomes threw the ball 53 times. I think Mahomes was 30 or 39 or something like that. But 53 times? Jeez. But 338 yards, 2 touchdowns, obviously the 4 picks and a 1 fumble. But me personally, I think speaking of the Steelers, I think the Steelers might need to go with rookie Kenny Pickett, because there's no way after forcing 5 turnovers that you need overtime to put the Bengals away. You almost lost it numerous times but I think it was like 3 or 4 field goals that was missed or whatever. Trubisky was 21 of 38, 194 yards, 1 TD. Trubisky at this point, I mean, you're gonna get what you get with Trubisky, and I think that showed when he was in Chicago, but it showed really this week. 21 of 38, 194 yards, 1 TD. I honestly just feel like you got to go with the rookie Kenny Pickett. Like I said, you seen what you can get. You know what Trubisky's gonna give you, and that was on full display on Sunday. Because there's no way you should need overtime to beat the Bengals by 3 points. I think it was 23-20. Yeah, 23-20. And you get 5 turnovers. I don't know. That's not a good look in my opinion. If I was Mike Tomlin, I'll go with Kenny Pickett. We had the Bucks and the Cowboys on Sunday night. The Buccaneers won 19-3. I originally on episode 8, I had the Buccaneers winning in a blowout. I had the Cowboys winning in a blowout, but the Buccaneers ended up winning 19-3. Cowboys offense looks terrible. A lot of Cowboy fans are saying Kellen Moore should be fired. Some of them are saying Mike McCarthy should be fired. I think a lot of them want Sean Payton as their head coach. But Dakota looked lost. Dak Prescott looked lost. He was 14 of 29, 134 yards, one INT before breaking his hand. He looked terrible. He looked like he wasn't in control of the offense. And he just looked lost. Zeke averaged 5.2 yards a carry. They probably should run the ball more, and I think they probably will run the ball more with Cooper Rush. So yeah, it'll be a lot of Zeke, and it'll be a lot of Tony Pollard. More likely Zeke, because Zeke is the better blocker. But I feel like with Zeke being the better blocker, I feel like he should have more than 4 more touches than Tony Pollard. I think Zeke had 10 catches, 10 rushes, and Pollard had 6. I think you probably should give Zeke the ball a lot more, which protects the quarterback because he's the better blocker. So we'll probably see a lot of tight ends for the Cowboys, a lot of tight end sets and running back sets. So just to help Cooper Rush. CeeDee Lamb looked horrible. 2 catches for 29 yards. He had 11 targets, only caught 2 balls for 29 yards. Not a good start for your new number 1. I like CD though. CeeDee Lamb is nice. I think I got him on one of my fantasy teams. But Cowboys defense probably will have to lead the way. Micah Parsons, that boy's an animal. They got to Brady. They frustrated Brady. Michael Parsons in the pass defense, they look pretty decent. But in the run, yeah, Fournette smoked them. 21 touches, 127 yards, 6 yards to carry. Fournette did his thing. Brady looked okay. He was 18 of 27, 212 yards. He had 1 TD. He had 1 pick. The Buccaneers got the New Orleans Saints next week. They got a dub against Atlanta on the road. So I think. So the Saints will be hosting the Bucs. which typically the Buccaneers typically struggle on the road against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers typically struggle on the road against the Saints. Michael Thomas got his groove back in the second half against the Falcons. Jameis Winston, he got his groove back in the second half. He was shaking that rust off. Him and Michael Thomas. It's going to be a good game. Saints defense is legit. But who knows? That's going to be a good game. I'll be watching that game since my Chiefs play on Thursday. So I have a lot of time to do what I want to do on Sunday and watch whatever I want to watch. But Dak Prescott's going to be out basically for 2 months. So, yeah. I think the Cowboy season is done. Unless they do something with quarterback. You got Cam Newton sitting out there. I don't know if they want to go that route. But, Cam's a running quarterback. He's a big running quarterback, too. He can throw. So, who knows? Maybe we'll see Cam Newton in Dallas. If CeeDee Lamb can't get it together, maybe Jerry Jones go get Odell. Maybe he does go get Antonio Brown. So, we'll see. Cowboys host the Bengals next week. So, you got Joe Burrow coming to town. Ooh-wee. Joe Burrow, you going against Michael Parsons and them boys, man. And I don't know. Joe Burrow might get sacked 10 times, G. Jeez. So they got to help that man out. They going to break Joe in half. I hope they don't break him in half, but jeez, man. Offensive line got to get better. Broncos versus Seahawks. Russ returned home. Crowd was loud. Got booed, though. That's crazy. They booed him. I don't know why they booed him. He wanted out. The reason why he wanted out is because he wanted more control of the offense. And Pete Carroll and them wasn't budging. They said, hell no. We control this. You do what we say, my boy. But Russ was actually solid. 29 of 42. Almost 400 yards, which he put up, 340. 1 TD. Which for the life of me, I don't understand what the hell Hackett was doing. He'd rather go for a 64-yard field goal than put it in the hands of your quarterback who y'all just made rich with $256 million. I think it's like 156 or something guaranteed or something like that. I'm putting the ball in his hands. If I'm Russell Wilson, see, Russell Wilson better than me. Look, I'm a Super Bowl champion. Y'all want to win Super Bowl. If that was Peyton Manning not coming off that field. If that's Patrick Mahomes not coming off that field. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, any of them quarterbacks, they not coming off the field. And I don't know what they was thinking when they took Russell Wilson, who has a Super Bowl ring. Y'all want to ride with him or not? But to me, honestly, that looked like y'all didn't have faith in the quarterback, and that's not a good look. Because if you don't have faith in your quarterback, then how the hell can you expect the rest of the offense to have faith in them? How do y'all expect them to have faith in them to lead? You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know, but Geno, he was good for the first half. He held on enough to win. He was 23 of 28, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. What do you say at the end? He's like, they wrote me off, but I ain't right back. So shout out to Geno. He got the dub. They got San Francisco on the road next week. So, and we'll see how he bounced back. 23 or 28, it's not bad, but I feel like, I don't know, it's Geno. He had 2 TDs though. Broncos host the Houston Texans, who they coming off of a tie against the Colts, who I believe should have freaking won, but I don't know how the heck the Colts lost that game. Apparently, Houston might have a solid defense. So, I don't know, man. But it's going to be some good games this week. I'm looking forward to it. And the Chiefs and the Chargers start this week off. week 2 off. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be fireworks. Hope everybody stay healthy. Both ends, football for the Chiefs and the Chargers. But I'm looking forward to a good game. Some people are saying that the Chargers are the second best team in the AFC. They look like it on paper, but Chargers struggled against the Raiders. I think Derek Carr threw 2 picks or 4 picks. He threw 4 picks and they barely won. I think they only won by 5 or something like that. So I don't know, but the Raiders got a solid defense too. That's another thing about the Raiders. Derek Carr, I was talking about this earlier today. Derek Carr, he got a quick 4. I know that's like a new toy. It's like a new car. Anybody that get like a new car, whatever, you're going to put that old car to the side and you're going to drive the hell out of that new car. But with Devontae Adams, but don't forget about Waller and Renfro. That's how you got where you are, bro. So don't force feed Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is gonna get his. So, but yeah, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be some good games this week. I'll be having my picks. I'll have my picks this weekend. So I'll let everybody know how those go on episode 11. But yeah, man. This is like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I really can't wait for the Chiefs versus Chargers. But yeah, man. That's it. I won't keep you guys long. I know it's a little late. But yeah, man. It's your boy SkewpzGotcha. Be sure to like and subscribe. Share it. Share it with your mama. Share it with your kids. Share it with their friends, church members, co-workers, hell, the man down the street, whatever. But yeah, man, it's your boy SkewpzGotcha. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell. And yeah, man, I'm gone.